Welcome to DIY branding, do-it-yourself branding workbook. I'm just going to do a walkthrough of what to expect as you start using the workbook and ensure that you have a fresh start with your content creation. If you're looking at this video, that means you've definitely scanned this link, and this is time for you to make a fresh start with your content. First things first, write your name, phone number, email address, and this is my way of saying thank you for purchasing this planner. Now, this workbook is going to take you through the personal branding process as you create that online presence that does exactly what you want it to do. The workbook is divided into sessions that will make you put pen to paper. And I want you to start with this. Fix a date and a time when you're going to sit down and actually fill these pages, because these pages will not fill themselves. The workbook is a workbook. You are meant to work with it. It's not something fancy that you're just supposed to keep sitting somewhere, but it's something that I want you to use consistently. And I'll walk you through all what's expected. So what do you get? You get the content planner pages, the goals page, the content strategy page. I love the audit pages, the brand clarity, and all the other pages you get. And what is this for? I always say it's for do-it-yourself entrepreneurs. And those are entrepreneurs like you, if you're watching this video, that want to do things themselves. This is not the only video you get. You're going to get access to audio clips or video clips. What I want you to do is simply scan the barcode anytime you see a barcode, and you'll have access to more videos that you could watch. I'll walk you through the video. Now, defining what matters. As you're making a fresh start, I want you to think beyond yourself. Who is going with you on this journey? Sometimes we think about the resources we have and we limit them to time and money. But what about the human resources? So fill this part out. Think about your team, your volunteers, the people you can outsource to, your business partners. Even if it's your kids or your spouses, it's about taking permission from people and knowing how much time they can dedicate to build this brand that you want. Why do I start with defining what matters? Because it's important for you to understand what matters to you. What matters to you may be different from what matters to other people. I do not want you to speculate and say, oh, I know these areas already. If you know it, fill it up and let it get started. I want to look at your knowledge and experience. What do you know about them? Think about your qualifications and experiences that come naturally to you. What don't you know you need to know to thrive in your industry? You know the industry you're going into. For example, if you're in the fashion industry, you must know a little bit about sewing. You must know about fabrics. Those are the type of things I'm expecting you to fill in this page. And I may not go through the whole document, but I want you to think about a fresh start. There's a very good audio here that talks about creating time to create. I want you to work on that video. I want you to listen to that audio clip and then take notes. There's something we are all passionate about in DIY branding, and it's called the power of one. And it's working on one thing at a time when it comes to doing what matters to you. Working on one thing at a time. So while you're filling this planner, as much as possible, try not to multitask so you could focus and write out what you want your brand to do, how you want your brand to do it. And you can measure your growth and see where you're going, but doing it one day at a time. And it all starts with clarity. So we've got a clarity roadmap, which is simply a roadmap that tells you how to define what matters to you. So it's about you clarifying your message, simplifying your message, then amplifying it, taking that message. And when you amplify your message, it means what you want to take to the market. What is your brand message? Oh, I'm just a freelancer. What do you want to be known for? Do you want to be seen, and where do you want to be seen? That's where we're going to be talking about when it comes to the clarity roadmap. I always start with clarity, and there are a couple of questions I want you to answer. Do the brand audits and every single thing. When it comes to brand clarity, the stages of brand clarity, go through all the stages. And there are extra pages here for you. When you fill these pages, I always think about the adjectives that you want your brand to use and the ones you don't want your brand to use. They have to be explicitly stated. What this does for you is, if you have a social media manager, you can give them this workbook and that's what they will work with. That's how they'll be it will give them the right foundation to build your online presence. And we look at business clarity. What does business do? How do they do it? And just by you answering all these questions and come together to understand what your mission is, what conversations you are starting in the marketplace. So you're not just contributing. This is my art desire. My art desire is everybody that uses this planner or this workbook becomes a credible source of information in their industry so that people look to you for certain things and you are able to position yourself. But in order for you to position yourself, you need to understand the mission statement and your vision statement, the difference between both. Write them down. Don't say, oh, I already have this. If you have it, brilliant. It should take you a shorter time to write it down. But this page, I just want to know, and this page will not be enough. What are the services you offer? Do you offer physical products? Do you offer digital products? If you do, fine. Are you going to have any collaborations this year? Are there any affiliations that you have? Affiliate links you have, or people affiliate links you would like to have? Do you plan to have webinars in the next 90 days? Or a pop-up event, a workshop or seminar, or others? Write things down. And as I always say, these pages would not fill themselves. It's going to take you. But we've done brand clarity. Let's go to the audience clarity aspect. And that's defining who you're talking to. We looked at your ideal client, and I asked you to become a profiler. There's a reason that when you get through this, you'll be able to see this. I've put a couple of videos there. I want you to watch. There are 2 videos. So scan them, watch the videos, and build your Dream 100 list, the Dream 100 people you would like to work with. Most people want to sell, but they've never sat down to think about why people should trust them. Selling online is about trust. Why should I trust you? What makes you different in the market, and why should I buy from you? Answering these questions helps you to position yourself and to start having conversations that lead to sale. Why should I buy from you? Why should I buy at the price you offer? What are the disadvantages to your audience, and why should they buy now? There's sense of urgency. Oh, I could buy later. I always say later is not a date. You have to fix a date at the time if you're going to do anything. And we move to the competition analysis, which to me is fantastic. Most people, when we talk about competition analysis, the first response I get is, oh, I don't have any competition. Yes, I understand that. However, what we are trying to do, or what we want to do, is position you in a way that you understand what your competition is doing. You understand why they are doing certain things, and you're able to observe and learn. So competition analysis is not for you to copy and paste. No, it's for observation, it's for learning, and it's for you bringing yourself to position where you can make informed decisions. So we've got a competition analysis, and there are a couple of competitions that you will look into. And we've got quite a few things that you want to look at. I want you to take your time with this planner. Yes, take your time. Don't be in a hurry. I'll be doing videos regularly to talk about different aspects so that it can guide you properly. But no, this is it from me. Now, why do I want you to make a fresh start? Why do I want you to have this planner? Why do I want you to have these resources? Because doing business online is not easy. We get tired. We get confused. We are not sure about what to do and how to do it. And sometimes we have to keep trying. So I always say this: if you're confused about what to do when it comes to posting online, look at Coupon. That's your questions, problems, objections, need. Look at this as a framework to create the content that you want to create. I talk a little bit more about content in this series, where I explain what content is, what gated content is, what ungated content is, and much more. And I believe that by doing it this way, I am giving you much more information, but also that you could make a transformation that you need to make in order to sell, make profit, and stop overthinking. Yes, stop overthinking. We overthink 90% of the things we're supposed to do, and then we assume that we don't have the time. but how can we create time to create content that matters to us? I have a few pages that talk about things like captions, hashtags, and things that you can do and give you an opportunity to picture the type of presence you want online. So all the pages, in my own opinion, are vital. And I'm excited to join you on this journey. Now, why is it important for you to make a fresh start? What is a fresh start? This is an opportunity for you to do things a different way. If you're tired of following trends and following what people are doing, and you're tired of not seeing results, then sit down and do the work and let's see the difference it could make. Like I said, welcome to the planner. This is a fresh start for you. I'm excited to have you go on this journey. And this is not going to be the last time you hear from me. If you bought this planner, I'll be sending you regular updates on how I think you should use the planner. And you have an opportunity to have a conversation with me during my live sessions. But thank you so much for purchasing this planner.